A warm welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. We find a lot of interest in the transit of planets like Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter, and today I am going to make a video on the transit of Saturn into the sign of Pisces, and especially for the next 3 months of its transit. They are very crucial. Please continue on with this video to understand why it is crucial and how we can work on that transit. But before we begin, a big thanks to all of you for liking, sharing and subscribing to our YouTube and Spotify channels and writing in your comments and suggestions there. If you haven't subscribed to us, please do, and remember to press the bell icon so that you can get the updates ASAP. So, we're talking about Saturn transiting into the sign of Pisces. Saturn generally shows the effect of its transit into the other sign 3 months before the transit. So essentially, when transit of Saturn happens on the 29th of March, this effect would have been seen right from the month, or should I say, of January. Again, it is transiting into the Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. What is the Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra? The Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra is a nakshatra which talks about sudden happenings. It talks about a lot of mental pressure. You think, you see things falling apart, and yet you feel that you are carrying the entire burden. So you would be facing a situation like that with this transit in the Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra, more so because Saturn still is in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra as it transits to the other side. Finally, when it transits into the Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra, it meets with another malefic, a strong one of that, and that is Rahu. So this transit is not going to be easy till at least Rahu crosses over and comes into the sign of Aquarius. That is on the 19th of May. Because Rahu and Saturn together, Rahu works like Saturn, so there is a very strong effect of Saturn in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra, and as per Nadi principle, it will give a lot of changes, sudden changes. Things will be moving very strongly for a person up and down. And for Rahu principle, we also see, with Saturn and Rahu, we see a strong effect of not just change, hard work or laziness also, because that is also that can be seen or got from the Nadi principle. Let me expand this through examples of different rashis. Here I take 3 rashis, and if you want more, please do write in so that I can give you what that it is for a person should do or a person is likely to face. Please also remember one thing, that Saturn and Rahu will be moving into a rashi together, but its effect will be highly pronounced, more so if there is a similar effect in your chart, one, or you are undergoing either the antar pratyantar of Saturn or Rahu. Then they will have a very strong effect for you. So as we move forward and we see for the Lagna of Scorpio, if in such a case Saturn would be moving into your 5th house, in such cases people will find that their job profiles may undergo a change. They may have to work a little too hard in their work, or they will be facing issues relating to their work where they need to stabilize them. Strong things may be happening, but you have to be happy, because then your Rahu or your Saturn is telling you it's a time for change, and if you go with the flow, the changes will help you, because they will also help you cement your income base. Initially, it may trigger panic for you. Don't panic. It'll also put in help you work with your money quotient. You should be very careful about your health, because the 5th house is your house of getting healthy again. I say this because here Saturn and Rahu will also be meeting with planets like Venus, Sun and Mars and Mercury initially. So there's a lot of things happening in the 12th house of the natural zodiac, to say, for the next 3.5 months. Again, as we continue on this further, we see that for those people, there can also be a lot of upheaval, Scorpio Lagna people, in the lives of the children, because the 5th house is also the house of your children. They may undergo a lot of changes, their life may undergo a lot of changes, which may appear not to be very stable, not to be very nice, but on a long run, things will stabilize and things will work out for the best of your period. As we talk about the single Lagna, for single Lagna people, this transit of Saturn into the sign of Pisces is happening in their 8th house. The 8th house is the house of health issues, it's the house of sudden monies, it's the house of monies that you get through litigations. So, first and foremost, be very careful about your health regime. If you are not very careful about your health, you may undergo problems which can become chronic in nature. So, right from the onset, right from now, be careful about your health. When we talk about the inheritance issues, there can be some amount of cheating in your inheritance issues. So, if you are planning to lodge a case against a person, don't do it at this moment. You are most likely to be cheated of your inheritance. Wait for a couple of months and then you will find that your work will happen, you will get a good amount of return in your work. For those who are seeking a changeover with respect to litigations or things like that, again a good time to wait. The 8th house is also the house of your Aradhya, it is also the house of your sadhana. So with Saturn moving in there, which has the capability of giving you that sadhana, all of you can go deep into worship and deeper into your sadhana, or I say penance, so that it will cement things on a very strong level for you. And as Saturn moves into Uttara Bhadra and Revati, you will find that you will have stabilized yourself and gained a lot in life. Saturn then is also capable of giving you a lot of money if you go deep down into the sadhana. Let's move on to the 10th house. For Gemini people, this transit is happening in the 10th house, and it's very important for those people to be very careful about their work right from now, because the changes that you want to bring around, you have to be very careful if these changes are good or not. You have to evaluate them, and 2 changes are likely to occur. So if you are not willing to change, well, you will be pushed in the middle of the sea in no time. So be ready for any change that you have. Also, this is a time when you may be tempted to do things which are not ethical, because Rahu there in conjunct with Saturn can make you do things to save your career, to save your work into unethical stuff. But I would again request you to wait for some time and use the power, the energy of Saturn to give you good. I would not want to miss out on the Pisces sign, because the entire thing is happening on the Lagna, and the planet also aspects your 3rd house, your 10th house. So you yourself can undergo a lot of change in life, and this could be a time when people, financial changes are important, changes in business are important to be up to date. There will be a lot of upheaval out there. Don't worry, stick on to the changes, learn things, and don't feel overwhelmed by it. Take one day at a time, and you're sure within 3-4 months you will see how things will pan out to the best of your ability. Hard work here is the key to success, because Saturn for you sitting in your Lagna represents the hard work. For more, please write to us and we'll get back to you on that. Thank you.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.